Top. Okay. Drop that. Yeah. Feel the funk, y'all. Yeah.
So this is the 6 biggest mistakes that beginner filmmakers make. Number one is bad story. If you come up with a story that's not really interesting, no one will really want to watch it. That's pretty simple. Work on becoming a good storyteller. Number two is bad audio. Bad audio will completely destroy your film. If you have something that looks good but sounds like crap, then people will just check out. If you have something that doesn't really look that great but sounds amazing, people are a little bit more forgiving about, having great audio and not so great cinematography. As much as that hurts me to say. Number three is production design. So you may be thinking, what is production design? Production design could be wardrobe, it could be locations, it could be anything color related that you see in front of the camera, in front of the lens. Production design is huge. One of the first things that beginning filmmakers do is they turn on the camera and they just start shooting without even thinking about, okay, is this location somewhere that I should be shooting? Try as much as you can to avoid white walls. And if there isn't a way to avoid the white walls, then try to add texture with lighting. Try to readjust your camera so you're just not shooting completely flat on the wall, so you have a little bit of dimension, a little bit of depth. So production design, it's a pretty good thing. Number 4, bad casting. Don't cast your friends to be in your short film if they can't act. If they don't actually even look believable in the role, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're starting out, maybe you have a teenage brother that you want to put in a short film, and you're thinking, wouldn't it be cool to have like this action film? Maybe I can make him like the sheriff. Stop right there. Now, if you're trying to just test out a camera, play around a little bit, then that's okay. But if you want people to take your stuff seriously, cast the right people. I always heard that 90% of filmmaking is casting, and the other 10% is kind of just getting out of the way and letting everything work itself out. Take time to cast properly. It'll make your life a whole lot easier. That's it. Next. Number 5. Okay, so this is a big one, editing. You don't necessarily need to see everything that happens with a character. So, for instance, if they walk into the door, you don't need an unnecessary cutaway of them going for the doorknob. Now, if that doorknob happens to be like the scene from Home Alone when it's going to burn the burglar's hands, then it makes sense to show that. But if the person's just going in or out from, place to place, and you just want to see them go from one place to the other, make sure that it has a purpose. If not, just cut to the next location, cut around it, use a transition. Do whatever you have to do to make it snappy, because especially these days, people just don't have the time to be sitting around waiting on a cut. Number 6. And last but not least is cinematography. Do your homework, people. And if you don't do your homework, then find someone that is doing their homework. Take the time to learn how to compose a shot, how to light. So cinematography, when it's all said and done, is what the audience sees at the end of the day. Now, here's the caveat. You don't want your cinematography to be so amazing that it takes people out of the story. Cinematography should be a reflection of the type of story that you're wanting to tell. So that's the biggest mistakes that filmmakers make when they're starting out. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and share it with your friends. Thank you so much.